The German battleship Scharnhorst was one of the most formidable warships ever built by Nazi Germany. Launched in the late 1930s, she was designed not merely to fight, but to dominate the seas. With exceptional speed for a capital ship, heavy armor, and powerful guns, Scharnhorst embodied the Kriegsmarine's ambition to challenge Allied naval supremacy. To Nazi propaganda, she was more than steel and firepower. She was a symbol of invincibility. From the earliest days of World War II, Scharnhorst terrorized Allied shipping. She attacked convoys, evaded pursuit, and repeatedly slipped away from larger enemy forces. Each successful mission reinforced the belief that she was untouchable. Yet this growing reputation also bred dangerous overconfidence, blinding German command to the rapid advances in Allied radar, coordination, and naval tactics. By December 1943, the balance of the war had shifted. Germany was increasingly on the defensive, while Allied power continued to grow. Scharnhorst was ordered to sail into the Arctic to intercept Allied convoys supplying the Soviet Union. These convoys were vital to the Eastern Front, and their destruction was considered strategically essential. The mission was launched under extreme conditions. Violent snowstorms, towering waves, and deadly sub-zero temperatures turned the Arctic into a natural battlefield. Despite the risks, Scharnhorst sailed with limited support, relying on speed and firepower alone. What her crew did not know was that the Royal Navy had already prepared a carefully calculated trap.
Kurs 3-2-0.
Early in the engagement, disaster struck. Scharnhorst's radar was disabled by British gunfire. In modern naval warfare, radar was vision itself. Without it, the battleship was effectively blind in the polar night, surrounded by darkness, snow, and freezing seas. Rear Admiral Eric Bay chose to continue the mission, trusting experience and speed to overcome the disadvantage. This decision would prove fatal. While Scharnhorst struggled to locate her enemies, British ships tracked her movements with precision, seizing control of the battle from the very beginning.
Haltet euch fest! Wo ist das Leck? Feuer an Deck! Nach Steuerbord! Was ist los? Kriegst du das hin?
Es ist schwer beschädigt, Herr Calhoun. Wir haben keinen Kontakt mehr.
Lagemeldung! Warum ist das Radar ausgefallen?
Es ist tot, Herr Calhoun. Völlig reaktionslos.
Halten Sie den Kurs! Volle Kraft voraus!
The Royal Navy had anticipated this moment. A powerful force led by HMS Duke of York moved silently through the Arctic waters. Guided by radar and superior coordination, British commanders showed patience, allowing Scharnhorst to exhaust herself while tightening the noose. Every German maneuver was observed and countered. What appeared to be a chaotic night battle was, in reality, a calculated pursuit. Scharnhorst was no longer a hunter. She was prey, driven steadily toward destruction by disciplined and methodical enemies. On the night of December 26, 1943, flashes of gunfire shattered the Arctic darkness. British shells struck Scharnhorst from long range, tearing into her superstructure and damaging critical systems. The sudden violence shocked the crew, many of whom had no clear sense of where the enemy was located. Scharnhorst returned fire, But without radar, her accuracy was severely reduced. British gunners, guided by precise targeting data, continued to land devastating hits. With every impact, the illusion of German invincibility began to crumble.
Son, get down! Take cover! We have a fire on the deck! Move! Gefechtsstation! Alle Mann sichern! Leitstelle! Wassereinbruch! Achtern melden!
Ruder Steuerbord! Melden Sie den Schaden in Sektion 4!
Achtung! Schwerer Treffer voraus! Halten Sie die Stellung!
Leck 2 Steuerbord! Wir brauchen Unterstützung!
Recognizing the worsening situation, Admiral Bay ordered Scharnhorst to flee at full speed. Initially, her powerful engines allowed her to open distance. For a brief moment, escape seemed possible, but damage accumulated rapidly. Hits to the machinery reduced speed, and British ships maintained relentless pursuit. The once feared battleship was now running for her life, struggling against both enemy fire and the unforgiving Arctic Sea. As the range closed, British destroyers launched coordinated torpedo attacks. Explosions ripped into Scharnhorst's hull, flooding engine rooms and lower decks with freezing seawater. The ship's structural integrity began to fail. Each detonation reduced her chances of survival. Power faltered, speed dropped sharply, and the ship listed dangerously. Damage control teams fought desperately, but icy temperatures made effective repairs nearly impossible.
Heavy impact starboard side. Flooding in Section 3.
Get those fires under control now! Move!
All hands, report to damage control stations.
Leckabwehrgruppe, hierher! Achtung! Feuer an Deck!
Melden Sie den Schaden sofort.
Schneller, Männer! Wir müssen Shot 5 erreichen! Los, Männer! Schnell, weiter! Haltet die Linie! Nicht stolpern!
Lights failed throughout the vessel. Internal communications collapsed. Amid sirens, smoke, and explosions, the crew slowly realized the truth. Scharnhorst was doomed. Some men wrote final messages, others prayed in silence as the ship shuddered beneath them. The Arctic waters offered no mercy. Sailors thrown into the sea succumbed to hypothermia within minutes. Even those still aboard struggled to move, as freezing temperatures drained strength and hope alike.
We have to get below deck, quickly! Hold the line! We're taking on water below deck! Move faster! Before she rolls!
At approximately 7:45 p.m., a massive explosion tore through Scharnhorst's center. The battleship rolled sharply, then vanished beneath the black waters of the Arctic. Within minutes, the pride of the German Navy was gone. Out of nearly 2,000 crewmen, only 36 survived. Most perished from explosions, drowning, or exposure. It was one of the most devastating single losses in the history of the Kriegsmarine.
Halt dich fest! Wir sinken! Leck sichern!
Schnell, hier hoch.
Wir sinken! Halt dich fest!
Get to the stern, quickly.
Help me! I can't hold on!
the sinking of Scharnhorst was more than the loss of a battleship. It marked the collapse of Germany's surface fleet threat in the Arctic. After this defeat, the Kriegsmarine could no longer seriously challenge Allied convoys to the Soviet Union. History remembers this event as part of the Battle of North Cape, a confrontation that proved technology, strategy, and coordination could overcome reputation and brute force. Scharnhorst sank not only into the sea, but into the final chapter of Nazi naval ambition.
Up now! Grab the net, hold on, we've got you!